Well, we're getting ready to roll into the third full day of chopping first cutting. We're starting today's video off just like we started yesterday's video off. We're going to start with blowing the chopper off. I hope this is not a routine that I've gotten myself into. Usually I blow the chopper off at night. However, last night I wanted to make sure I had enough trucks to finish this farm, and I didn't start cutting everybody off soon enough. And Jared ended up over here with his trailer, and instead of driving that all the way back home, we're moving to a farm to the west of here, and instead of him driving that all the way back home, he rode home with me. And instead of him just standing around while I blew this off, I said I'll get it first thing in the morning. So I'm gonna do this a little different. Usually I fill with fuel while I'm blowing off. I'm gonna wait, start filling with fuel after I get it blown off, and I could be filling with fuel while we're greasing it and whatever. I do want to open up the cutter head, kind of take a look at the knives. A couple of the fields on this farm we had dealt with a lot of little stones with, and we didn't have any problem with them this year. We ran the roller over here early in the spring, and that helped out a lot. So we're going to see what the knives look like, and then we'll close everything back up, get the knives sharpening, and then we'll move on with the rest of the day. This fuel trailer came over here full, and we will not take it home until tomorrow night. We have pumped 340 gallons out of it so far. Merger tractors and choppers all. I don't know if I stated it in yesterday's video or not, but the fuel fill on this chopper is a pain in the butt. Sits sideways a little bit. I got done fueling yesterday. I think I had stated in yesterday's video that this held like 160 or 80 gallons. I got in it to sharpen the knives. I see it was only like, it had a couple bars from being full, and the fuel nozzle actually kicked off because this pump pumps it a lot faster than we are used to. So the other problem I'm having too is the hose is so heavy, and then being that that's on a 45-degree angle, I have to strap the hose in so that it doesn't fall out. So I think we're going to try a couple things a little different. Maybe throttle that down a little bit after it's clicked off the first time, so that we're sure to get it full. It held another 40 gallons, I believe. I was rate like 220 gallons, I think, for the day before. 200 to 220, I forget. So let's get started here. All right, so we have not pumped any fuel in yet. I do have the fuel nozzle strapped up there nicely, but I've been on and off the phone here quite a bit. 9560's got a blown AC line, and Kaz is lining themselves up to get it fixed. So at any rate, we have this chopper opened up, and I cannot believe how nice these knives look. There's about 400 acres on them, and they look beautiful. So that roller that we purchased last year has worked out really well, and it has done a phenomenal job with pushing them little tiny stones down in. Well, maybe it has something to do with the merger as well. Maybe that Oxbow merger picked up too many stones, and that was the cause of the damages that we had seen in the past. I mean, I've had this open before. I've shown you guys what this looks like. There's usually knives pushed back, notches taken out of them, nicks and everything else, but these are in beautiful shape. So we're going to get this closed up, get the knives sharpening while we put fuel in. We've got inoculant loaded, and we're going to go ahead and get moving here. So yeah. Okay, we're gonna start our fuel process now, and we are starting out at 337 gallons. So we'll get this running and we'll start sharpening our knives here. And that, yeah. That works pretty good, tied up like that, and then that way it's not going to fall out on us here. So, let's go ahead and jump up in here. Fire this whole girl up. Now, another surprise that we were gifted with last night is the air conditioning pressurizer motor tripped a code last night about 4 o'clock. I had AC, but they're telling me that it is going to slowly diminish, and I don't know if that code is going to come back today or not. We ordered a pressurized motor last night, and that is at CAS right now, and we're going to get that this afternoon, and I'll have to put that in the morning unless this thing fails on me, and we of course can't operate, being that it's going to be 92 degrees. So we're going to run 30 cycles across the knives, let that cycle go through, check the knives, see how they're doing. The pump on the fuel tank just ran out of gas, so we'll have to put some gas in that and finish pumping fuel. Well, the pump didn't run out of gas. Dum-dum here didn't turn the gas on. So, that works better when you have the gas turned on. So, yeah. Alrighty. Well, that clicked off at 557 gallons, and it's not full yet. So what's happening is the fuel comes up into that fuel neck rather quickly. With this pump, being that it pumps faster than what we're used to here, so I think yesterday it held an additional 40 gallons once it clicked off. It clicked off again at 31 gallons. Yesterday I did pull the strainer out. I don't know if that helps or not. Maybe we'll try doing that tomorrow when we fill. There that is. The knives just got done sharpening. Maybe they got 4 more sweeps to do. So it shows 1 bar of fuel down, and we've got to set the shear bar yet. So I'm going to wait in here until this is done, set the shear bar, and then finish fueling. Alright, we are ready to roll out. We're going to of course see how much fuel we burned. 337 to 597. 260 gallons. And there is just shy of 400 gallons left in that tank. So we have 1 more day that we can fuel everything off of that trailer, meaning the merging tractors and the chopper. And then we'll be closer to home anyway. So tonight, when I get done, I'll be back in the habit of blowing this chopper off at night and fueling it, and then sharpen the following day. But in the past, with that 300-gallon tank on that black trailer that we got, 300 gallons was a day. That's it. It would never do 2 days. If it did do 2 days, I would have to bring another 100 gallons over. The following day. So let's get moved to the next farm, which is west of here, and we'll get on it here. Well, we are on our way to the next farm, and that code hasn't come back for that pressurizing motor. We're getting ready to cross over to railroad tracks here, and train goes through here quite a few times a day. And this is the set of tracks that Sarah went over. She got just about to the tracks. Alex was behind her. I was behind Alex. She got just at the tracks and the lights started flashing. Just as she got across the tracks, the crossbars, stop bars came down. One grazed the chisel plow, and then the train went through. Like 5 seconds between each function there. Well, Nate came through here last night with the merger, and the same thing happened. He come up to the tracks, slowed down, and well, my impact is running in the pail. Yeah, better pull that out of there. So, I wondered what the heck that was. So, at any rate, he came up to the track, slowed down with the merger, got just across the tracks or right up to the light. That light started flashing, the bar came down, and bang, the train went through. So, I'm gonna try calling the railroad today and tell them, hey, you guys gotta do something about your sensor there or something. I don't know if the train conductor turns that switch. I would think that there would be something on the tracks that would trigger the warning lights, the stop bars, and so on. But at any rate, believe it or not, the trains have the right of way. So, well, they're not going to stop anyways, but it doesn't matter. If they hit you, you are at fault, whether the train stopping device is working or not. So, yeah, fun stuff. Well, hopefully today goes without any problems. I don't need to have this AC failing, because it will get real warm in this cab with the amount of glass that's in it. But oh well, we'll just have to deal with it if it does. So we'll be to the field in a while. We've got to go about 5 miles is all, so we'll catch up with you when we get there. Well, here is some more of that power line work. They've got one heck of a wooden roadway set up around just that one structure. I don't know if they're going after them all or not, but yeah, I hope for that farmer's sake they're not going to go across that corn once they get working there. But the farm that we're going to, they did a bunch of power line work on several years ago. Well, I shouldn't say several years ago. I want to say it was not last winter, but the winter before. And they actually put another line in. There's a big substation that we're going to be driving by here in a minute. And I don't know how far they went. I want to say they went into western New York. I want to say a different line altogether that they are working on that farm that we just came off of. So that's just what we deal with. So we'll just keep moving along here another few miles and we'll be there. Well, we are now at the farm that we're going to be chopping at. This is the substation that I was talking about. And they ran through here a year and a half or 2 years ago, and they put this one line in right where these, like, well, they're more than octagon shaped posts, but they put that new line in. It's not to replace the other one, it's just an additional line. Those pillar style posts. Put that line in and they went clear across this farm, across Route 5. Then they get into my uncle's land up there ways to the west. And then it just keeps going. It kind of runs right along. I think it runs right along Route 5. So we're going to start on the far side of 5 here. And then we'll be getting into these other fields. Hopefully there's some moisture left in this hay, because this was cut 2 days ago. So I'm hoping that there are trucks here now so that we can just get started. And there are. So we have a couple tractor trailers here from Newton Ag. So we've had 5 of our trailers running and 2 of theirs and 4 of our straight trucks. So we've been cleaning this hay up pretty good. Well, we got done with the Hill farm and now we are into the Samdell property. This is the last year for this crop of hay. Next year we'll have corn planted in on this farm. When we first started with hay in here 4 years ago, 12 or 14 cuttings ago, we had a miserable time chopping this. Years and years ago, they had pasture fence or wire fencing all around each and every one of these fields here. And there's quite a few fields here. There's maybe, I don't know, 15 up or something. I could show you a shape file of what this farm looks like here. And we had run into situations where the chopper was picking up little pieces of wire. And that first time chopping it, it took us, that first cutting that year, it took us 3 days to chop this. I don't know how I didn't wear this door hinge out on this chopper, getting in and out of this chopper as many times as I did get out of it, in and out of it. Eventually what we ended up doing is we would just leave the pile there, and we had a couple of young guys running around with pitchforks in a silage truck, and they would pitch the piles of hay that I left, that I spit out of the head. They'd pitch it in a truck and then they would dump it into the woods. One field down on this lower side to our left here, the outside windrow was so bad on that we ended one side of it, not the whole field, but one outside row, just one length of the lot, was so bad that we ended up leaving it there. We picked it up with the merger later on and pitched it into the woods. So the moisture on this haylage here is a little wetter, and it's actually cleaning out the chopper. The blower pipe was starting to get gummed up on that last farm that we came off of. And it's nice to be able to get this pipe cleaned out. You can see it's just starting to shine itself up. So we'll keep plugging away here. So far so good as far as the what the heck do you call that? The blower motor there for the charge blower motor. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. I forget now, but it has not triggered a code today, so I don't know what was going on with that. At any rate, I've got good AC, and that's all that matters. So we'll keep after it. Well, we're kind of sort of ending this video with the way we started it off, and that is we are done chopping for the day, and I finally got myself back into the habit of blowing this machine off at night. So we've got the air cleaner removed, I've got the fuel nozzle into the tank. Now we're kind of on the level, we're actually leaning to the right a little bit, and I don't have the hose draped up through there kind of like we have had in the past here, but I do have it strapped. Now I do have a sweatshirt in the truck, and I'll take my sweatshirt and I'll put it over the top of this fuel nozzle just so we don't get dust down in the tank. But this fuel nozzle's got a nice rubber ring on it, and it actually covers the fuel tank hole up pretty good. So we'll go ahead and get this thing started. We're gonna look at how many gallons. So this is down, this is pumped 660 gallons. They filled both merging tractors up after we left it this morning, and I can't remember where we left it off at. So we'll make sure we turn the gas on this time. I can show you that I am capable of doing that correctly. And we'll go ahead and let it pump itself full of fuel while we're blowing it off here. So I am going to cover that with my sweatshirt. So with that being said, well, we'll join up with you once we get this blown off, and we'll see what it held for fuel as far as what we burned for fuel today. And for those of you keeping track at home, you'll know how much fuel we're burning. We didn't have as many tons go through the chopper today as we had yesterday. We had some rough ground to work over, and we just didn't go as fast today as we did yesterday. So we'll join up with you once we get this job done there. All right, we are all blown off, full of fuel, and it's ready to have the knives sharpened for tomorrow. And we are at 866 gallons on the meter. I don't remember what we started at, but I'm sure you guys will fill me in, and that's how much fuel we burned today. Not 866 gallons, but 866 minus the number that we started at. So there's 140 gallons roughly left in this tank, which it's not enough to get us where we need to be tomorrow, or tomorrow night at this time. So we'll take this home and fill it. So that's done 3 days worth of fuel on the chopper and the merging tractors. So with that being said, that is gonna do it for this video. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you at the next one.